First, I would like to thank you for coming to this meeting in the middle of the afternoon. It's last minute change. I'm happy that you could tune in and listen to what our candidates have to offer. So I'm Yan, and I'm really grateful for your nominations and honored to be your VP Internal. Thank you for this opportunity. VP Internal is an interesting role because it doesn't seem to have a very specific direction like the other VPs, but I believe it is crucial to our cohort as it connects us and builds relationships between us and solder between us and the UBC campus and beyond that. And I wanted to run for this position because I'm interested in the responsibility this role entails, and I wanted to take on more and grow more during this program as I cherish this long-awaited in-person school experiences way too much. The reasons I think I could do this job well are pretty simple. I'm a pretty organized person. I've been keeping very detailed, very thorough journals for years that really helped me to be organized. I like to record things, to take notes, keep track of things. And I was also the treasurer and the communication coordinator in my course union and undergrad, where I did a lot of outreaches with our faculty members, with school facilities for activity venues, and even with the local shelters where we were volunteering at. I'm also a huge supporter of people, a relationship builder, and I want to support our cohort and each one of you in it with all that I can. Some of you may know I'm a big Marvel fan, and I would like to think of VP Internal as Spider-Man, because the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man takes care of the neighborhood, fixes things around the corner in the alley, and helps all the other superheroes when they're in need. And that's what I hope to do, to be with all of you, to support you, to represent you, and to make sure that our time together will be well spent. Thank you.
Good job, Yang Yang. Thanks for starting us off. Sorry for the little surprise there, but you did great. So next up we have Pearson, and Pearson is your VP International.
Hi, everybody. Hope you can hear me. First of all, thanks to everybody who nominated me as your VP International. I was, at the time was super nervous because it's been a while. It's since after high school, haven't prepare and try to take a place of a student council. It's just been a long time. So I guess I would be so nervous right now because I'll be sure I will be your VP International. So bear with me if I if I get nervous or not familiar with the student council process. So yeah, I'm just talk about a little bit my personal background and why I want to be in this position. First of all, I was born in Beijing, China, and I immigrated to. Sorry, I'm saying yeah, I'm still laughing, so I'm trying to hold my. So basically, me and my home family immigrated to Canada, Vancouver, when I was 14. So I've been living in Vancouver for the past almost 9 years. And I just graduated from University Hill Secondary School, which is right beside UBC campus. So I've been in this neighborhood for almost 10 years. It's been a long time. And I still remember the first time I stepped in this new country, and I was super nervous. And there's one turning point of my life, which is in grade 10 of my high school. Me and my other friends formed a club, which actually called Chinese Culture Club. And basically we just try to promote Chinese culture in different ways, by performances, by all kinds of events. And there's a very interesting thing. The next year we change our club to just Culture Club. And there's one interesting reason is I was super surprised that the initial motivation is to try to promote Chinese culture in school. However, a lot of people from different cultures join events, and then just a single way of promotion just turn into a sharing event. And there's all different kinds of cultures involved, and we really did, I mean, I did enjoy a lot. And there's one interesting thing I think personally, I've been feeling this power of multiculturalism for the past almost 9 years. And I really empowered by this power. And there's another thing I want to mention is I always feel like internationalism is not about having a international community and isolate ourselves to our comfort zone in a different country. I think it's more about mutualism and to really just make us feel most welcomed and to have a status just like domestic students. I think that's what internationalism about, and that's my intention. I think for MVP International, I obviously, just like I mentioned, I can help organizing different events involving different cultures, and I can definitely help promoting them. And yeah, so try to be in this position. I don't want to form just a small group of all international students in our cohort, really just to be just like everybody else. And I think that's what my position is about. It's not about forming small groups. It's about assimilating it, every single person. And hope I will do a good job in it. And thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Pearson. And next we have Tim and Alessandro, who are, oh, are we going to do Hadi first? Never mind. That's fine. We can do Hadi. Hadi, who is your VP Finance.
Hi, hello. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Hadi. Thank you for considering me as your next Vice President for Finance. I am grateful for your nominations, and also I'm looking forward to the possibility of serving you. I'd like to tell first why I want to take on the role and what makes me the best person for the position, and how I will represent the class and MM program. First, being elected on the student council will provide me with the unique opportunity to grow as a person. Student council truly gives me the opportunity to focus on myself and to develop skills like leadership, communication, teamwork, organization, and public speaking. Also, I'm passionate about finance, and I believe that practicing these skills in a safe and comfortable environment with support of my peers will help me gain relevant hands-on experience related to the finance field. I am particularly motivated to serve as the VP Finance for this year. What makes me a good person for the position is my past experience as a member of the Treasury Committee for an event in my university during my undergrad. I was assigned to focus on the cost of our work and limit the spending as low as possible. And to do that, I was always curious, searching for different options and calculating the cost of each to figure out the best strategy to use. This experience made me increase my attention to detail and improve collaboration with others of the committee, or other members of the committee. Also, it helped me recognize my credibility with numbers, problem solving, strategic thinking, and planning. While being part of the MM Society, I dedicate myself to my cohort and the program, both in terms of effort, time, and effort. I promise to uphold the traditions, to cultivate a student culture consistent with the values, and also to exemplify the vision of the student body. In my duties as the VP Finance, I promise to represent the class fairly and ethically, to deliver my work with integrity, and always finish my tasks in time. If history is any indication, I have proven my ability to achieve results and not just make empty promises. As your next VP Finance, I assure you that your concerns will become my concerns, and I look forward for working together and making the MM program a better place for all of us. Thank you.
Wonderful, thank you. All right, now that I have my order straight, Alessandro and Tim, you're up next. Who are your co-VP events?
So while everyone's waiting, Alessandro's just setting
Yes,
up the screen share. Yeah.
Yes, 1 second.
We got a short PowerPoint for you guys as well.
Okay, never done it before. Just 1 second. Okay, should be good. That's it. Okay. Everyone see the perfect. Okay, so Tim, you can start.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, hey everyone, so I'm Tim and this is my partner Alessandro. And today we're running to be your MM Council co-VP events for the upcoming school year. And to start us off, we would like to share a bit about why we each personally wanted to run for this position. Alessandro?
Yes. Well, my name is Alessandro and hi everyone. The reason why I want to be and run for VP events is mainly because I want to contribute to the core community as a whole. I think my experiences in on working on film sets and be in the student council of my high school can really give me the tools to, again, help the community by organizing and planning events. And I really think this could bring all the core together and to embrace this program.
Thanks for sharing that, Alessandro. Personally, I love meeting everyone at the various socials that we've informally organized over the past couple of weeks. And from then on, I knew that I wanted to contribute to this MM experience somehow and further all of the relationships that we've created so far. So now I'll hand it back to Alessandro to share about his own background and experiences relating to this position.
Yes, thank you, Tim. So my past experiences, as I said before, I was in the student council during my last 3 years of high school. And this gave me the possibility to really be in a team and organize events and conferences for many students. Also, another big part of my experience in organizing events is to be my experience as a producer on short films. And during the production of short films, a lot of things happen. You need to balance between actors, director of photography, directors, location, and it's really about problem solving very quick and to be part of a team to organize the big picture of creating a movie. And I think this will really help me in creating events for everyone. Tim?
Yeah, so similar to Alessandro, I've had various experiences in event planning throughout both my academic and professional journey. In high school, I was on the student council for my IB class, and I planned events throughout the year, most notably a one-week conference, a one-week orientation, and a year-end graduating conference for us. In university, throughout my undergrad, I worked and continue to work and am working right now at UBC Recreation, where I help facilitate campus-wide events such as Day of the Longbow and Storm the Wall. And in the summertime, I was the program coordinator for UBC's City program, which was a role that required me to plan daily activities around Vancouver over a 2-month period. Well, that's enough about the past. What we actually want to focus on is the future, and specifically what events we have in mind for our cohort.
Exactly. I put an arrow for you can look at where we are and where we are going with these plans and with our ideas about the future. And we have now 4 main ideas and we want to share them with you. The first 2 will be the Tofino surf trip that many of you already know about and many of you want to go, and we already started to organize. And the second one will be in January, we think, and will be 2 days, maybe 3, at Whistler skiing. A lot of us love skiing, and we really hope with sport, again, with surf, the first trip, and ski the second, to really bring together people by sharing experiences and by becoming part of a family, of a family that will continue in the future.
Yeah, for sure. So in addition to these two big trips that we have planned, we also have some seasonal activities in mind. So for example, with Halloween coming up at the end of October, we would like to take part in one of my personal favorite activities, which is pumpkin picking and pumpkin carving. Moving forward, as spring rolls around after a well-deserved winter break, we want to invite everyone to a spring potluck. And given the diversity of our cohort, I'm sure that we will all have some novel experiences trying new foods and learning more about each other's unique cultures.
Perfect. So we want to conclude now just by saying that me and Tim believe firmly that this program will be really transformative for every one of us. And our goal by running as VP events is to create memorable moments that eventually and hopefully will become beautiful memories as we continue in our life. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Tim and Alessandro, and thank you to Pearson, Yang, and Hadi as well for your speeches. So those are your 4 positions that were automatically placed. The next 3 positions are the ones that you'll actually be voting for. So these are the ones where we have 2 or 3 students running for each of them. Stephanie's just going to show the speech order on screen now so that you know when you'll be speaking. And these are the 3 positions that you will be then voting for. So VP Career Affairs, VP Health and Wellness, and pretty exciting, you've got 3 people running for president. So we will start with VP Career Affairs, and that'll be Nicole. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nakul, and I'm running for the position of VP Career Affairs. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for nominating me for this position. I'm really glad that you guys think that I'll be a good role for this. And for those who aren't familiar with the position, the VP Careers will be the link between our class, the MM cohort, and between the business center here at SORDA. So now the question is, why am I the right fit for this position? And why would I want to take up this role? Since we started our orientation, we were told how networking and connections are an important part to get jobs and move forward in our careers. And like some of you, I was also hesitant to network at first before coming here, and I really didn't know where to start, but I took that as a challenge for myself. I've tried to connect with as many people as I could in this class, and I believe that I'm familiar to most of you as well. And apart from the friendships that we have developed over this past month, it has also given me the opportunity to assess and gain more knowledge about how we can help each other to grow professionally as well. As the VP of Careers, I intend to know more about your areas of interest and what are you guys planning for your future. And like, I know some people are interested in sustainability, some are interested in consulting, some people are even trying to look towards an entrepreneurship. So I'd like to know more, and maybe we can help each other out and hopefully figure some ways out to build our network even more. As an international student who's looking to build a career in Canada, I'd be actively looking for opportunities here. And I feel that I can use that as an advantage, not to myself, but to the whole cohort, and contribute to finding your best career fit, or maybe at least trying to find the right people who might lead you to your career objectives. On a personal level, the position of VP Career Affairs will also push me to interact with more people, both inside and outside the UBC community, which would help me develop my communication and networking skills. And lastly, I'd like to thank you guys again for considering me for this position, and I hope that we can build the best of this cohort. Thank you.
Wonderful, thank you, Nicole. And next we have Luke.
Hi. So hello everyone, my name is Luke Dowling, and I'm also running for VP of Career Affairs. So I guess when I was looking through the possible positions in the MM Student Society, VP Career Affairs kind of stood out to me because it seemed to focus on communication with businesses, other universities, and like communication within UBC Sauder itself. Of course, there's also the other things like exterior sponsorships and promoting engagement. But it all kind of seemed to boil down to communication mixed in with some marketing and outreach. And coincidentally enough, this is what interested me in the position the most. So I think I'd kind of excel in this role because all my professional background has kind of focused in on communications and marketing. My past internships have all revolved around these kind of fields. I even worked at UBC, the School of Kinesiology. There I did marketing, communications, and graphic design. So I kind of have a bit of a understanding of the inner workings of, cross-campus communication. So during my undergrad at UBC, I also participated in a bunch of other clubs, and I've gained kind of a lot of experience dealing with reaching out to other organizations through these clubs. I was in the Arts Undergraduate Society, which is just like a student society if you aren't familiar with UBC clubs. I was also in CBC, which is a social club, and I was also in UBC Marketing Association, and that club kind of just focused on marketing exclusively. But through all these experiences, I kind of had to dealt with, to some degree, communicating with other clubs or organizations to help plan events and help promote the material for them and help gain the sponsorships for them. So I kind of have a decent amount of experience in that realm. There was a lot of back and forth about a lot of like acquiring licenses. So I kind of have, experience with all the inner workings of UBC clubs. I'm also a B+MM student. And for those who don't know, it just kind of means that I have a lighter course load for the first 2 periods, which means I would be able to give a bit more time to extracurriculars like this. So that is also something, one of the reasons why I thought I would be able to run for this role. And lastly, and probably the biggest reason why I'm even running, is I'm really trying to meet new people and make new connections and make the most out of my master's experience here at UBC. I've always been interested in getting involved, as you can see from my past clubs and like all my experiences. And in each of those experiences, I've really put my best foot forward to meet new people and be involved and stay committed to them. So I think that's probably the biggest thing I honestly have to offer for this role. The cohort so far seems absolutely amazing, and I would really love for the opportunity to kind of bond more with you guys. And the student society just seemed like the ideal way for me to achieve this. So that's all I've got. Thank you.
Thank you, Luke. So those are your 2 nominees for VP Career Affairs. Next up, we have 3 people running for VP Health and Wellness. Shadow is going to start us off, and then Amanda and Nitai, you can just go right in after the previous one is done. Shadow, go ahead.
Hello, my name is Shadow, and I'll be running for VP Health and Wellness. I'm grateful for your nomination, and I'm honored. I care about health and well-being because it is the foundation of everything else we do in life. In the society we live in, especially in the environment of university, we are expected to perform, to meet deadlines, to excel. But students, we are in such vulnerable positions. We have to juggle between the pressure of academic workload, limited capacity to work, financial pressure, and figuring out how we fit in, how we relate, and who we want to be in this world. Not to mention, we live in such a tumultuous time where the state of the world is causing concern to many of us. In my experience of stress and unease, there was nothing more comforting than the support of my peers. As your next VP Health and Wellness, I want to build a support network for you so you'll be held in your times of stress and unease. I have a lot of experience working in the arena of well-being. I currently work for UBC Wellbeing as a student community developer. Working under the guidance of UBC Wellbeing Strategic Framework, I amplify community connection, leadership, and advocacy for change to address intersecting issues underlying food security, including affordability, climate emergency, mental health, food justice, rights of Indigenous peoples, as well as equity and inclusion. In the past 3 years, I have also managed a student-run, volunteer-based, nonprofit cafeteria, the Agora Cafe, with the mission to provide students with healthy, sustainable, and affordable meals. I have also done research consulting for the UBC Food Service to advise them on providing more sustainable food options. All of these experiences have prepared me with an in-depth understanding of the intersectionality of well-being, as well as the experience to advocate for well-being in a systemic approach. In addition, I'm a certified yoga teacher with more than 10 years of yoga practice and teacher training experience. I have developed the techniques of introspection, the capacity to hold space for myself and others, as well as the seminar to facilitate and witness healing. With my passion and my experience, I believe I'm a good candidate for the VP Health and Wellness position. I promise to uphold and exemplify the vision and values of our cohort, as well as to uphold traditions and cultivate a student culture consistent with the visions and values. As your next VP Health and Wellness, I promise to be inclusive to your ideas and suggestions, as my mission is to make our MM experience more enjoyable and memorable. Thank you.
Okay. So thank you guys so much for coming to the meeting, for the nominations, for just for all my fellow candidates. Thank you so much for wanting to be involved with making our cohort better. As someone who's part of the cohort, I really appreciate it. So first of all, I just want to talk a little bit about why I want to be your next VP of Health and Wellness. So in my first year of my theater degree, I got 3 concussions within the time span of 2 months. And within that, when I went to the doctor told me that I could not get another concussion. Otherwise, I was looking at some serious health ramifications. So I really had to look at what I was putting my time and energy into. And when I looked at that, I realized that I wasn't properly taking care of myself. And that really affected how I was performing in classes, physically, mentally, and emotionally. You know, being an actor, those are all very important things to be able to access and to be able to do well. So I dove right into prioritizing my own mental health and wellness. And ultimately, what I want to do for you guys is I want to help you guys have the most fulfilling year possible while not driving yourselves crazy or running yourselves into the ground from all of the stress that this program could have, but all of the wonderful things that it could possibly offer you. So with that, I realized that health and wellness looks different for everybody. I know that some of you guys really love going to the gym and burning off steam that way. And I also know that some of you guys really love meditating and connecting with yourselves in just a really quiet and wonderful environment. So my goal is to cater to you and to give you all the tools that you need in order to succeed with your own health and wellness, whatever that looks like. So while my role will largely depend on what we as a cohort need, I do have a couple of ideas. So I currently take a workout class that I attend twice a week, and it's really cheap. It's $20 a month, and it's only half an hour long. So it's great to kind of come in, blow off some steam, and then go back to homework. And I would love to have a group of us doing that workout class. Like, I just think that would be so fun for all of us to come in, do this giant workout class. It's also online, by the way, so you can do it from the comfort of your own home. So we could do that. And the other thing that I really want to implement is what I love to call a relaxation hour. So what I would do is I would rent out a space and I would deck it out with all of the chill vibes items. I would do some nice relaxing music, some tea, maybe some coloring pages and yoga mats for you to be able to stretch or just release in any way possible. And the best thing about this is that I would have a mandatory thing about leaving all of your homework at the door. You wouldn't be allowed to talk about homework. You wouldn't be allowed to talk about school or anything that would potentially cause you stress. Just enjoy the environment that would be provided in there. And I think that's a really important part of mental health and wellness, because it can really affect you if you're constantly just going in the back of your brain thinking about all of the things that you have to do, which, I mean, this program, as we all know, is quite demanding, but it's so rewarding as well. So I really want to make sure that we're focusing on the rewarding aspects of this program. It would make me so happy, and I would be so honored to represent you guys and to help you guys throughout this year, as so many of you have already helped me and broadened my perspective in just all of the great things that you do. So thank you so much for helping me. I really hope that I get the chance to listen to you and to cater to you. So thank you again, and thanks for listening. Happy voting.
All right, hey everybody. Before I start my speech, I just want to say, like, we've had some great speeches already. I think we have lots of great candidates. If I don't get the position, I think we're in good hands. So I just wanted to say that before I start. So yeah, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Nitai, and I'm also running for VP Health and Wellness. Yeah, I thought I'd just share, like, you know, why I'm running, what would make me a good candidate, and then some ideas I have, and then how I'm gonna represent you guys. So, I mean, for me, why I'm running, like, I'm really passionate about health, and it comes from a very personal experience, much like Amanda and Shadow. 5.5 years ago, I actually had a stroke. I had a brain hemorrhage, and I had to drop out of school. So I know what it's like to kind of have your health taken away from you, and what struggle feels like. And ever since, you know, 5.5 years ago, my life has really been dedicated towards health, worked with lots of different health professionals, and I've learned so much on my journey. And I really see VP Health and Wellness as an opportunity to not only bring people together, but also kind of share what I've learned, just because it's, you know, not many people my age have had a stroke and have had to work with so many different elements of health. And then what makes me a good candidate is that, you know, first off, my background is in kinesiology, so I learn all about health. It's about the study of human movement, and it's also, you know, I've learned about health behaviors, what, you know, how do you start a habit, what gets you motivated, and so I'm really interested in that kind of stuff. I also got my personal training certification this past summer, so I'd love to run some fitness classes maybe with some of you guys. But other than that, I've also just held a lot of different leadership positions on, you know, clubs at UBC, where I've ran, you know, smoothie socials with health professionals, where we got to, you know, ask health professionals different questions, burning questions we may have in different fields, you know, with doctors, nurses, psychologists, which was really cool. But I've also been very involved with mental health. You know, I'm a mental health advocate myself. I've spoken about my experience with mental health at several events. And so I really understand the landscape. Yeah, I've talked to the Wellness Center. I've worked with different mental health clubs at UBC. So I really have a good understanding of that, of resources that I'd be happy to share with you guys. And then in terms of ideas that I have, you know, one idea in particular is something I call MM spaces, where, you know, we take 1 hour, pick a time in the week where it's an open space where, you know, you come whenever you want to come, but it's an hour dedicated to conversations around your challenges. So, you know, if you're struggling with starting to exercise, if you're struggling or overwhelmed with work, you know, it's an opportunity for us to be vulnerable with each other, kind of share strategies, share perspectives. And then, you know, if we need, you know, refer people out to, you know, UBC counseling or other services at UBC that there are. And the way I want to represent you guys is really just by, you know, listening to you guys. What do you guys want? Having conversations, getting to know you guys, and making sure that I'm not, you know, abusing my role and just doing stuff that I like, but making sure that, you know, we get different people involved. Like, I think I was talking to some people the other day, and they were saying, oh, doing a boxing class would be really cool. So I'm happy to have suggestions. And as I said, you know, I love this stuff, so I'm happy to help out with whoever, you know, it gets elected in this position. I really just want to kind of help contribute to the cohort. I think I've done enough speaking for the day, so I appreciate you guys listening, and thanks for your time. And I'm looking forward to the next speeches.
Great. Thank you, Shadow, Amanda, and Nitai. So last, we have our 3 candidates for your class president, who are Katie, Parv, and Frankie. And just as we did with health and wellness, I'll just have you each go in order, starting with you, Katie. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I think that I've had an opportunity to meet most of you at this point, but for those that I haven't met one-on-one, my name's Katie. I did my undergrad at UBC. It was in the Faculty of Arts, and I did a philosophy major. A big part of my undergrad was spent planning events in a club called BVP, Blank Vinyl Project. I was in this club for 4 years, and I started out as a media director, and then I eventually became the VP internal. In my year as VP internal, we quadrupled our membership, and we actually won Arts and Culture Club of the Year, which I considered to be a huge success. I really love connecting with people and also encouraging connection on campus. That's what our club really was. It was a space to bring music lovers and musicians together in a space where they could meet and talk to each other. So a little bit about why I'm running. Because of the experience I had in BVP, I had a fantastic undergraduate degree. It really made my experience. And I'm hoping that by branching out in the MM, I can also have a fantastic experience. That's just my personal motivation. I'm also very excited to be back on campus. I've spoken to a few people about this, but it's exciting and daunting at the same time because it's invigorating to be around people and learning in this space with everybody and connecting again, but it's also pretty strange to be back in person in groups with large people. So on that note, my initiatives for this year would really be around resilience. I think that that's something that our cohort could demonstrate to the university, and it's something that we could use in our personal and professional lives going forward. We have a really unique opportunity for connection this year. Having been through the pandemic over the past year and a half and having been isolated, I can say for myself, being disconnected from people really took a toll. But like I said, this is a unique opportunity to position ourselves as a resilient cohort. And I would like event running to be a big part of our MM team this year, because I think that if we can connect with each other as a cohort, we can enact change in the world. And always under the umbrella of COVID safety as well. I think that adhering to government regulations and keeping up to date in what we need to be doing would be a fundamental aspect of this. So like I said, I studied philosophy in my undergraduate degree, which means that I'm not going to be the person necessarily that you can go to for econ help or finance homework help. However, I'm a very organized and articulate person. I can convey what I'm thinking to people in a meaningful way. And I can promise you that I would communicate the voice of the student body in a way that's truthful and accurately representative. If you want to come up to me after the speech for more information about who I am and my platform, feel free, 100%. But thank you very much.
Hi, I hope I'm audible. All right, this is not as embarrassing as I thought it would be, and that's good. All right, okay. My speech is a little more unstructured, but I'll try my best. Hi, very nice to meet you all. My name is Parv. Most of you know me, and it has been great. The last few weeks have been great. So there are approximately 254 days left between today and when traditionally our last class should be together. Perhaps last time with some of our classmates together, although I definitely hope not. I believe I am here contesting for the president of our cohort because I have me to offer to all of you. Now, what do I mean by that exactly? It can be a sort of a contradiction, some ideas we share amongst all of us, and we've all done that, some conventions, maybe even some helpless hedonism too, and a whole lot of sharing with all of you, all the other stuff. That is the kind of person that I have become, and that is also the way I entered RHL a couple of weeks ago. Now, it's all been almost 10 years since MM Society was formed. I think it was the 2013 batch last time, so we're probably the 9th cohort. And what I want to do is fabricate with all of you some new foundations and elect the ones that have been left to us by the previous cohort. Unfortunately, I haven't had the chance to communicate with the previous president for any long-term goals that she shared for the future MM societies. For all that is worth, but we do have the medium, the content, through our experiences and our diversity, and I gleefully say this, that we do have the myriad of experience one could ask for by any standards. And I mean, look at our cohort. We do have kind of almost everyone you need in a whole army. And the only thing that remains is extensive participation. We need to make casebooks, which will be continuously revised over the years. Might as well give MBA folks some competition. We need to find competition let the true people represent by their own merits and characteristics. And I know a few places, and so does everyone. Well, we do need to alter, draw lines and blur them and learn them and do better. We need to seek portfolios, to have marketeers, do all the management stuff, make use of this opportunity. And for those who love marketing, I may not agree with Professor Uy on everything, but he's very right about one thing, which is that the connections matter the most of what we have here. And so we need to tap events, industries, and perhaps for a few of us, even be political about it, but amongst us. We need to be artistic, creative, even poetic, honestly. And it boggles my mind about how much RHL, Sauter, and Carly have planned for us, but there's more that needs to be done. And to promote that, I have decided that if I do become the president and to let the interested people have the experiences, I will step aside as an advisor for a few days or weeks and let anyone do what they want with their capacity as it needs to be done. Now, of course, there's a little bit of uncertainty among all and between us as the candidates too, me, Frankie, Katie, and that's all right. And we all had to choose just that by putting our vote in, haven't you just have to live with it. So why not have a little bit of hedonistic fun I mentioned earlier. So let's make this memorable together. Thank you.
Hi. Oh, wow. Thanks for sticking to the end, you guys. It's a lot of pressure to go last. But if you haven't met me, my name is Frankie. And I just like to thank you guys so much for coming out and for nominating me. It means so much to me. Okay, so I guess when I got my results back on Thursday night, I was surprised. My #1 Clifton strength was achiever. And what stood out to me most was you have this constant need for achievement. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay, so I don't know, maybe my constant desire to do well stemmed from my undergraduate neuroscience courses. But now that I'm taking a step back from science, I definitely know that these are not the memories I want to make in the 2021-2022 school year. And it is 100% cliche, but the memories I want to make here at the Master of Management program are the meaningful connections with the people I encounter, like you guys. And in fact, I already had the awesome opportunity to make some memories with you. Some of you had approached me to thank me for the beach day that happened 2 weeks ago. And yes, I do love organizing events, but the real reason why I planned that event was because I thought it was really important for the cohort to come together before we started these next 9 months together. And at that beach, like for the people who came out, you guys were so excited, eager to meet each other and learn from each other. And I want to keep that going. So if I were to be your president, my #1 priority would be making sure that your voice is heard. So if you're having the time of your life, I want to hear about it. But on the flip side, if you think something could have been handled better, I also want to hear about it. If I were to be part of the MM Society as your president, I don't want to be making decisions and planning things without you guys. Instead, I want you guys to see the MM Society to be the voice that brings us all together. So that means even if you aren't part of the MM Society, I want you to have constant opportunities to get involved. Are you interested in joining a dodgeball team? Let me know and let's see like we can get a group going. Or do you need an accounting support group? I am not good at that at all, but I got you covered with tissues and emotional support. As for my experience, I've dabbled in different fields such as childcare, healthcare, research, and even student affairs at UBC. At UBC, I've worked as a student advisor for first-year commuter students, where we focused on pillars of academia, career development, health and wellness, and community building. And that allowed me to kind of connect with students and professors and kind of staff to put on these programs for students. I've also acted as the first week chair of UBC's Science Undergraduate Society. And that's where I kind of learned how to handle a larger budget to pull off large scale events. So some events we kind of did was like DIY succulent planters, where we had this bubble tea bar in I forget, Abdulada, which I don't know, it was fun. But throughout that, I've never really been a president. And I think that experience could be really rewarding and something I'm very capable of and want to try. So like circling back to my first point, yes, I may have this constant need for achievement. And I feel like that kind of drives me to ensure that events are happening smoothly and everyone's on the same page. But most importantly, that drive to achieve something wonderful motivates me to make sure that everyone feels included and part of a community. After all, these next 9 months are yours, and all I want, well, I hope to be one of the key people that helps you look back on this master's degree and say, hey, I was part of something great, wasn't I? Thank you for listening and for considering me as your class president. And good luck to everyone else.
All right, thank you, Frankie, Parv, and Katie. Amazing last 3 speeches of the afternoon. So these are the instructions for voting. So basically you can scan that QR code now, or you can head over to the program site on Canvas. There's a link also in the chat. So many ways that you can vote. You have until 2 p.m. to cast your vote. So I don't actually encourage you to do it right now. Take some time to think about the speeches you heard today and to really consider who you want to be representing you in each of those 3 positions where we do have the candidates running for. And you have until tomorrow to make that decision. You also have time to talk to the candidates if you do have further questions about their platform, their plans, or their experience. I'm sure they'd all be happy to answer those. So thank you again, everyone, for showing up. And again, we appreciate that you made the accommodations to be here considering the last minute change. The speeches were incredible. Thank you, everyone. I know it takes a lot of confidence to get up in front of your class, even on Zoom, to share your thoughts and your experience. And it was really fun. It was great to hear from everyone. And like many of you said, whoever we end up with, I think it's going to be a really strong executive. So thank you again. Good to see you. Have a good rest of your day.
Bye, everyone.